So if you're anything like me, you love reading both for your own pleasure, but also so you can go out to other people and talk to them about what you've read and relate to them that way. And the easiest way to get a community of other people to talk to you about books is to read what's popular and happening in pop culture. That's going to include those anticipated New Year releases. But again, if you're like me, you probably have a book budget and have already sort of doled out what's most cost effective for you. In my case, that's going to be that Kindle Unlimited subscription and trying to stick to books that are releasing on Kindle Unlimited or already available there. So one of my solutions for looking at all these exciting new hyped books coming out in 2024 is to go ahead and look at that author and see what is backlisted that might be available on Kindle Unlimited. So I have something to at least sort of kind of talk about style-wise with all these other folks who might be reading and checking out new releases. And for full transparency, this is an idea I came up with after watching Heather over at Hia Booktube's De-Influencing Books. She covered the whole year highly anticipated releases and explained why maybe you didn't need to buy that book right away. I'm just going to cover the February releases that I'm excited about and that had Kindle Unlimited backlists you could check out. On February 13th, What Feasts at Night by Kingfisher is being released. This is book 2 in a series that they've been working on. Kingfisher is a highly talked about author on BookTube, and they seem to be doing like fantasy, romance, and horror all together, which are just like a bunch of genres I love, especially when they're mashed up. Been on my TBR for a while. Later this year, they also have A Sorceress Comes to Call. Kingfisher seems to mix up what they have on Kindle Unlimited pretty regularly, so this is an author page you might want to bookmark and keep looking up. I actually have the Hollow Places downloaded on my Kindle Unlimited and on the TBR, but it's not one that you could pick up today. Moving into what is available, Nettle and Bone. Sounds like sort of a fantasy, revenge, female empowerment kind of story. I love the description here. I really like to see the younger sister with strong family ties get back at this prince. It seems like it's going to be a lot of fun and like a great sort of fantasy adventure. And Kingfisher also has The Seventh Bride available on Kindle Unlimited. This is one that's been available, I think, the whole time I've been on Kindle Unlimited. It is continually recommended to me in the algorithm, and it's one that I go back and forth about picking up because it reminds me a lot of this book I read way back in like 2005 by Gregory Frost called Fitcher's Brides. I really liked that book. Kind of worried that The Seventh Bride might be sort of like a play on that doesn't quite live up to what I experienced previously. But after reviewing The Seventh Bride summary one more time and seeing that it's like a magical house that's captured all the other brides of this person previously, and the seventh one is trying to avoid the same fate slash possibly free these other women, that really does sound like a lot of fun and a really exciting time. See if it's worth paying additional money to pick up other books by this author. The Tempest of Tea by Hafsah Faizal releases on February 20th. This is another author that has heavily anticipated releases and is highly covered on BookTube, which means that I've always sort of been keeping her on my TBR, and she's sort of like been interesting the whole time. And right now, We Hunt the Flames is available on Kindle Unlimited, and it's definitely something that I've wanted to check out. It's got like this fairy tale, epic fantasy kind of vibe. It's young adult based, which gives me personally a little bit of trepidation just because for me, the themes that are prevalent in young adult fiction can be kind of hit and miss. But I think it might be something worth picking up, and especially if I'm just looking to read through something similar that is also really heavily talked about and that I can kind of like get in a conversation with, this book is going to be perfect for that. Kindling by Traci Chee releases on February 27th. This has a stunning cover and a really interesting summary, but if you're like me and want to see if you'd enjoy Traci Chee's writing style ahead of time, she has 1,000 Steps into the Night available on Kindle Unlimited. I love the premise of this story. It's like ordinary girl accidentally gets cursed to be turning into a demon, and now she's going on this journey, not to like take over the world or get riches or anything, but just to go back to normal and enjoy the life she was living previously. I love that there's like a trickster demon prince that's out there trying to thwart her attempts, and I am especially interested in the term feral gods in the back summary and her trying to negotiate with them. That just sounds terrifying and interesting and like a good time all around for me. February 27th is also seeing Fathomfolk by Eliza releasing. She doesn't have a whole book available on Kindle Unlimited, but she is in a magazine that's available. It's called the Three Crows magazine. I think it's volume 3, and there's also a whole year 1 anthology. And in some ways, I think this is actually better because I'm going to get a little short story from Eliza Crow, and I'm also going to get a bunch of short stories from some other authors I might be able to pursue. Always looking for that next fun thing I might be able to find on Kindle Unlimited. I want to give an honorable mention to Bride by Ali Hazelwood, releasing on February 6th. This is like a marriage of convenience, werewolf shifter, romantasy style story. Ali Hazelwood does not have anything on Kindle Unlimited, and this is going to be her first in a paranormal romance, and I'm not interested in contemporary romance as a general rule, so like her backlist probably wouldn't appeal even if it popped up on KU. However, I do read so many werewolf shifter romantasy style stories, I thought I'd give you a couple that are available on Kindle Unlimited that sound kind of related. First is going to be Feral Sins by Suzanne Wright. This one's about a latent werewolf shifter creating a marriage of convenience with like this new kind of unpredictable werewolf alpha of another pack over here. She's trying to avoid this arranged marriage with a dude who's not cool, and he is trying to get like some political alliances to keep his pack safe. Obviously, things evolve from there. It feels like it has a lot of the same beats as Bride does because the latent werewolf element means that our main character can't transform into a werewolf, where over here in Bride we've got like a vampire werewolf thing going on. Of course, there's a marriage of convenience element, and it also feels like there's like the political intrigue matchup here. And I'm also kind of interested in this book, Rabid, by Ivy Asher and Raven Kennedy. I haven't personally read this book, but it's hopping onto my TBR just based off of the fact that it was recommended on Goodreads based off of Bride by Ali Hazelwood. It's available on Kindle Unlimited. Raven Kennedy is the author of the Plated Prisoner series, and I know that I'm kind of into that. I will say that Rabid's summary feels very different than Bride, other than the fact that they're both werewolf stories, and it's giving a little bit of like that chaotic, all over the place energy you get in a not very well thought out werewolf shifter book. But I'm living for this cover. I like Raven Kennedy as an author, and I think I'm going to give this one a try. So that's a couple books on an author's backlist that you could be reading on Kindle Unlimited instead of their new releases, and might still give you something you could contribute to a conversation. Hopefully that gives you a couple fun alternatives and lets you think more about how you want to spend your money and budget out your books. This video is kind of different than what I usually do, so if you're enjoying it, can you go ahead and give me a like? Comment down below if you've got something else on Kindle Unlimited related to these authors or the themes of these books that I should be checking out instead. And if you've got this far in the video, go ahead and leave me like a book emoji. And as always, keep reading. Bye!